Hi, I'm Crystal.
I'm Tara.
I'm Karin.
And I'm Neoshia.
And you're listening to the Rom-Com Detectives. Welcome to Rom-Com Detectives, episode 45. Have yourself a merry little rom-com murder. Very long title. The third episode in our rom-com division. Today we've all gotten together to do our first ever rom-com division holiday special. What we're going to do is we're going to give some recommendations for Christmas themed episodes within our current units, and then we're going to each recommend one or two episodes outside our units, so you can all enjoy the Christmas vibes with various cop consultant duos. All right, so we're going to get started with Castle. And I have to admit that I actually haven't seen Castle in so long that I don't remember what these two episodes are about. The first one is in season 5, episode 9. It's called Secret Santa. And then there's also a season 7 one, episode 10, called Bad Santa. Neosha, do you remember these?
You know, I'm actually blanking on both, even though I know I have seen both.
Yeah.
And it's kind of embarrassing because I just rewatched this not that long ago. But the Secret Santa, I don't remember it very well, but I do remember. Actually, no, I think I do, because this is Castle and Beckett's first Christmas together, and so there's sort of a question of what Beckett is going to do. And
Are you talking the season 7 one?
No, this is the season 5 one, right? Secret Santa.
Is that after Always?
Yeah, it's because Always
okay.
is like 423. Spoiler alert.
Oh, okay.
And then Secret Santa, I think I remember it because Beckett keeps coming up with reasons. I do remember it. She keeps coming up with reasons to like get out of actually going to spend Christmas with Castle and his family, including taking shifts for other cops who have to work. So like let them out. And she kind of reveals that that's just a tradition for her. And what she's been doing since, losing her mom.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that now.
I don't remember the season 7 episode.
The synopsis says, a man dressed as Santa falls from the sky. That seems very on brand for a Castle case.
It was the reindeer. It was Rudolph. He finally had his moment.
Reindeer revolution, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On the next episode of Snapped. Rudolph.
He had it coming.
After years of being the one with the red nose.
Oh my God.
First place we'll check is the island of misfit toys, those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Bad Santa. I
don't remember this one that well. So clearly we need to go and watch our own unit episodes again.
In case it's not clear, we kind of threw this episode together quickly.
Why did you give it away?
I watched the episodes that I'm recommending, but I didn't rewatch my own show's episode. And I know I just watched this last Castle episode very recently. I'm on a slow watch through at this point, but I know I watched it maybe just a couple weeks ago, and I got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The episode title says it's on the backdrop of Christmas, which I think is more like it's not totally like Santa didn't die in this one,
The synopsis is Castle works for a mafia don to solve the murder of a mob doctor. So I guess this is when he's a PI?
I think he becomes a PI because of this.
Oh, okay.
Also, I'm seeing here Esposito and Lainey have dinner with her parents. So, Espo-Lainey moments.
Speaking of Nathan Fillion, I started listening to his podcast with Alan Tudyk. I'm really liking it so far. I'm almost done with the first episode. It's called Once We Were Spacemen.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to bring any Castle into it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool. Yeah, like I said, I've only listened to the first episode, but the two of them together are pretty hilarious. All right, let's move on to Lucifer. And actually, we're going to have to talk about the lack of Lucifer Christmas episodes.
Yep. Yeah, they just ran right past that. And I think some of it is like the timing of the seasons, because the very first season started in the
Mid-season
mid-season
premiere.
break, so
Yeah.
it started in January, and then it just they just never. It would either end early because they have the awesome Halloween episode with Maze and why is her name escaping me?
Trixie.
Trixie. I was like, what? Where did it go? Perimenopause. That's where it went. And which, but they just didn't really, they never touched the holidays really, except,
Yeah.
like it's not even, it's just like, I'll just go straight
It
past
is
it.
always Christmas in Amenadiel's porn apartment, though.
It is. All hymns and candles there.
I mean, there are a couple of Christmas like visuals.
Adjacent.
Like there's one in season 6 where Lucifer is eager to make up for past Christmases. Wait, I'm not gonna spoil with who, but and then in season, is it 5B, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we didn't want to include this episode because it's when Lucifer says something very depressing for
yes.
for the shippers.
Have yourself a merry little. No, it's not. It's like.
But yeah, he does this terrible thing while standing near a Christmas tree. So that's like basically the only thing I could think of, and it's just not very holiday good spirit vibe kind of thing. So we didn't want to include that one either.
And got something special for Christmas. Depression.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
yeah, that's on theme.
I guess maybe there's also one mention of Jesus with the God Johnson episode. I vaguely recall.
Well, and also, I mean, they do go to churches occasionally. Like Father Frank is a, dude on a cross and all that stuff. But they tend to just kind of like skirt right past the question of Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, so Christmas kind of, maybe that's why they're like, we don't want to talk about this.
I'm going to ask, do you guys think there's like a level of intentionality there in terms of like, trying to keep the show just based in the universe of the comics in the show and not necessarily getting into some of the more, I guess, what might be considered controversial elements of the show?
Maybe. I mean, I kind of wondered about that. I mean, it is weird that they, again, sometimes go to churches, etc., because that implies.
I mean, they were getting flack behind the scenes from Christian groups, right? So maybe they just didn't want to add more fuel to the fire by doing Christmas, even though like Christmas in the United States is such a commercial holiday anyway. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird, but yeah, it's definitely not. Go for the Halloween episode though, because that's the best one.
And they do have family dinner, which has chaotic family dinner vibes.
If you need that, yeah, that dinner is fantastic though. Everybody, I've had Christmases like that. I guess we're just airing all our grievances this Christmas, aren't we? Yes.
Did your chicken taste that good though?
No.
That's a shame. I
mean, it was divine chicken, so there's no comparison. Not even my sister, who makes a fine chicken. Although I bet my sister's mashed potatoes were better. But that's because she puts so much butter in them that she won't let anybody be in the room when she puts the butter in, because she doesn't want people to know.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, she is. So she's a cook. But yeah, she's like, no, everybody out. I don't want you to see this.
That's
then
so
you'll
funny.
Worry about your heart health or something, instead of just being like, these are the best potatoes ever.
Yeah. Yeah. The mashed potatoes I make are the Pioneer Woman mashed potatoes. And my daughter, even if like there's like 3 other people bringing mashed potatoes, she's like, no, you have to make your mashed potatoes. Mm-hmm. And I don't think she's maybe not quite reached the age where like calories are a concern. Because
they don't count
that
on
recipe,
Christmas anyways.
They don't.
Pioneer Woman's mashed potatoes require it's either heavy cream or half and half, a lot of butter, and a whole thing of cream cheese. So
yeah,
that's
that sounds like my sister too. She holds off on all the best stuff for Christmas.
Yeah, the fat is what makes the mashed potatoes though. Like that's why you got to go full full on fat. But then I was just gonna say too, like, sidebar, there is this lady going viral on TikTok right now because she was saying that you don't have to season potatoes. And that was the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life, I think. Regarding food.
Mhm.
'Cause you need
I
salt and you need
mean,
fat.
yeah. Yeah. It's my dad eats his potatoes like that, and I always just feel really sad for him. Like he'll he does the thing where he like posts pictures of his meals on Facebook. And my dad hates butter. Like this apparently comes from some like deep traumatic thing from his youth where his sister force fed him butter. I don't know why like this was a thing, but so anyways, he says he hates butter, but however, if he doesn't know the butter is in there, hope you're not listening to this, Dad. If he doesn't know the butter is in there, then he's always like, "This is the best thing ever." We're like, "Yeah, it's the butter, man." And so my grandmother used to do like fried potatoes, and she'd just be like, "Oh yeah, just a little bit of olive oil." We're like, and like half a pound of butter, but it's fine, it's fine. And even I think the last time it was years ago, but the last time my sister made potatoes, he was like, "Is there butter in this?" And she's like, "No, no butter." We're like, "Mm-hmm. That's what
This
makes it
olive
taste
oil
good."
tastes really good.
It's really excellent, and he'll post these pictures of these dry little potatoes, and I'm like, "Buddy, that does not look good. You could make that taste so much better with, like, salt and pepper and butter, just
Mhm.
butter.
Or at
Even some
least, like,
olive oil
roast
at
them.
that point, honestly."
Yeah. Roast them in olive
Yeah,
oil.
something.
I bet the listeners didn't know they were gonna get our recipes.
They didn't, but now they know. Add as much butter as you think you're adding to your mashed
I mean,
potatoes.
if you're gonna eat mashed potatoes, just go for it, right?
Mhm, exactly.
All right. So
Anyways, where were we? Yes.
speaking of hot potatoes, The Mentalist, I believe, only has one Christmas episode, right, Karen?
Yeah.
And it's season 3, episode 10, Jolly Red Elf. And it's actually got one of my favorite lines from Lisbon when they're going, I think, another one where Santa dies, same as
Yes.
Castle. But yeah, Santa falls from a great height and they have to investigate. And then they go to look in his apartment. He's one of those like year round, like, what would you call those kind of people? They like very much embody being Santa.
Method actors?
Santa impersonator.
Actually, isn't this very similar to the one of the Bones ones?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Because I was thinking, I remember a very similar episode, but yeah, I think the line from Lisbon is because she's like spouting all these things about why she doesn't like Christmas, and Jane asks her, what does he ask her, Karen?
I mean, I could look it up for you.
I know that she
It
I
says
know she
something about
took the Santa revelation
reveal.
poorly, did you?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And
Mhm.
and she says, "Crush my heart like a cigarette."
But you could see it, right? Lisbon being like this, like, really well-behaved child and being told, like,
Yes.
"Oh, Santa is watching you, so you have to be good," and then finding out the truth.
I wonder if any show has done an Elf on the Shelf murder yet, because
Huh.
I feel like that
Oh.
lends itself to
Mhm.
murder, etc.
Surveillance state. Yeah.
Like, they
Exactly.
find the elf and it's holding the elf is holding the bloody knife?
Holding the murder weapon, and they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, no."
Oh, that would be good.
Mhm.
You
I
can
like
send my royalties to,
There's there's a line that I like in that episode that's from Jane. It's where he's like towards the end there, he's like, "Hey Lisbon, will you take me drunk? I'm a little home."
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's that episode.
Ah. All right, let's move on to our host recommended episodes, and we're going to start with Tara.
Tara is, I drew such a blank for this because, well, first of all, I mean, basically,
So
you
should we
guys
not start with you?
Yeah, no, I'll say some things. They just won't be very cop and consultant because I was like, "But guys, these are all the cop and consultant shows that I've ever watched.
Oh
Like, I
no.
don't have more than this, except for the X-Files, and then you jumped in there. So yeah, no. However, I will say that if you get tired of the cop and consultant Christmases, my recommendations are the season 2 finale of Downton Abbey, which is very romantic and Christmassy and always feels like a lovely Christmas mood. No murders, but you can imagine. And then also, and I know we talked about this in the Discord a bit, but I still think that the Doctor Who Christmas special, the Dickensian one, is the best. Like,
Oh.
it's just my happy Christmas feelings. So you only get, and I mean, that's like, he could sometimes be solving mysteries. He could be a
I'm down
cop.
for it.
Do we really know what Doctor Who does? I mean,
I know.
he sometimes he could have spent some time as an officer of the law.
Well, he is very inquisitive, right? Always
He
investigating
is.
what's going on. So
He's
There's
very
always
detective
Yeah.
adjacent.
There's
And
always a
he has
mystery to solve. Yeah.
exactly, and he has
Yep.
always has sort of consultant / companions. That could be almost the same thing.
They're definitely
So
not professionals, so it
no.
works.
So that is my favorite, I think, Christmas episode of anything, just because it's such a nice blend of Dickensian Christmas carol, everybody knows the story, and then, wacky Doctor Who.
well, I think like that one is probably the most actual Christmassy one that
Mhm.
they've done of the Christmas specials because whenever I think of those, I actually was just watching Runaway Bride this morning, and even though it's set at Christmas time, it's not really Christmassy. But that one is really Christmas.
They just threw all the Christmas into that one. They're like, we're gonna go 120% here and just do full Dickens, and then the rest of the time there'll just be a Christmas tree in the background somewhere.
Yeah. Is it the first Christmas special they have where they like go all out with like the spinning Christmas trees of death? Is that
Yes,
the first one?
Christmas
and
Invasion.
and the snowmen with monster faces.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad they tone that down in
Yeah.
future years.
I mean, some years at the mall, that is what it feels like. Let's be quite honest.
It reminds me of a Bruce Campbell movie where, sorry, this is like a little tangential, but it's called Black Friday. It came out a few years ago. And the whole premise of this movie is all of these shoppers on Black Friday, like, actually Thanksgiving night, because that's where we are now. There's like this alien ship or something that I don't know. It's an invasion, okay? And it's like taking these people over and it's turning them into monsters. So the whole premise, right, is all of these random, like normal people that are normally just nice grandmas and whatever, they turn into absolute monsters on Black Friday because of why? Commercialism.
It's true. Don't even need aliens for it sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, I mean, it doesn't happen as much anymore now that there's like online shopping, but like
And
the
Black
days
Friday
of people,
month instead of
yeah, Black Friday several months, and then also again in July when it's like halfway to Black Friday. Like it just doesn't. But yeah, I mean, people died for that TV.
I did like true Black Friday shopping once like 15 years ago, and that was enough for me.
Still got the scars.
I was like, never again. I didn't sleep the entire night. Like you said, it's like Thanksgiving night, so you have your nice family dinner, and then you gotta go straight to like Best Buy or like Toys R Us. And you gotta go
For
stand
the
in line.
murdering.
Yeah, for the murdering. You have to sit in a chair outside, and it's terrible.
In Hawaii, guys, you have to sit in a chair outside in Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm sure it's
Like,
not
talk
quite
to
as
somebody
bad
in
over here in
Minnesota,
Hawaii.
man.
Okay.
Meanwhile, some of us are having to put on like layers of clothing to go stand outside of Best Buy.
And then you end up in a store with like hordes of people wearing all those layers. Ew. No thanks.
It sounds like a nightmare. Like again, this would be like the horror episode.
I mean, okay, so
Black Mirror or whatever.
Picture this though. When we were driving around to decide where we were gonna do our Black Friday shopping, it was like after we had eaten Thanksgiving dinner. We drove by Best Buy, and in the parking lot, people had set up their Thanksgiving dinner to serve like in the parking lot. So they were having their Thanksgiving dinner at Best Buy in the parking lot.
Hardcore.
I mean, they're not giving stuff away for free.
No,
like,
they're not. You're there to
You're
spend
still
all
gonna
your money.
It makes no sense.
No.
So yeah. Those are my
So,
recommendations
yeah.
of not I tried. I looked back to see if I could find other things. But
Okay, we can unrecommend the Christmas Carol X-Files episode because yeah, I mean, I wanted to my one of mine is gonna be How the Ghost Stole Christmas, but yeah, we were talking about how the other Christmas episode from X-Files is Christmas Carol, but that one is such a sad, depressing, mopey, terrible
Yeah.
Christmas episode that we
I
didn't
mean,
really want
sometimes
to
that's what you
recommend
want,
it.
though. People watch the horrible It's a Wonderful, Not Wonderful Life every year. Like the first time, so I
True.
somehow managed to avoid ever seeing that movie until I was like in my 20s. And granted, I was not in a happy place at that time either. And I started watching this movie. I'm like, there is nothing wonderful about this. This is awful. And like by the end, I was like, oh, great. So we get to the very end. You're going to go back and you're still going to have your crappy life. Like, is it so much better, buddy? Like, no, it isn't. So anyways, me and It's a Crappy Life don't get along.
Okay, well, if you want to watch a depressing Christmas episode, it's
Yes,
X-Files
agreed.
season 5, episode 6. It's called Christmas Carol.
But can I make just a slight comment about that? Because when we were talking about Lucifer, and I asked, like, do you think it's because of sort of the symbolism there, and maybe why they would stay away? I do think if you are an X-Files viewer, which all of our listeners may not be, but if you're a viewer of that show, it's part of the show's myth arc.
It is.
And it comes through in kind of an important way in terms of establishing Dana Scully, spoiler alert, as sort of this Virgin Mary character.
Mhm.
So, I mean, there is that aspect of it, but it is, and she's with her family, but it's kind of depressing. Yeah, I mean, so
It's so depressing.
depends on
Plus-
what you want.
Plus, she has to spend her Christmas with her brother Bill.
Oh, he
who
was the
is
worst.
Awful.
Yeah.
And why, I think we should tell the listeners why he's so awful, though, because I think we all have a common understanding of why he's so bad.
Well, for one, his face. He has a very punchable face.
Because
I don't know. You can explain. I don't have an explanation. I just find him punchable.
he's very mean to Mulder. He hates Mulder. Like he just hates that man. And he's like, and I'm really sad we never got to see that's the holiday episode of the X-Files I wanted, was the Scully family Christmas, where Maggie Scully is just like, I need everyone to stop arguing and just be here. Okay.
And then Bill and Mulder break into fisticuffs.
Yes.
And of course he's named Bill. Because
Yeah.
Bill/William.
Scars. I have scars.
All
A lot
right,
of Bills and a lot of Williams.
Let's move to Karin.
Okay, I picked two shows that are often recommended to people who like The Mentalist to watch after. The one I always recommend is a show called Leverage, and it's not exactly a murder show, but they have a great team vibe, and it's heists every week. So this is season 3, episode 14. It's called The Ho 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 Job, where Santa is kind of dragged away from, he's actively like taking pictures with kids in a mall, and they drag him out and say he's fired and replace him with a new Santa. And he goes and tells the Leverage team that he knows that something is going wrong, and they have to go and investigate. And I have his highlights. Will Wheaton is the villain, and at one point there were 5 Santas having a fist fight.
That makes it worth the price of admission, really.
Yeah.
Which is probably free since the show's
So
been around
would
for
you
a while.
consider that like a standalone episode?
For the most part, yes. There are some elements where there's a couple of comments where you kind of get a sense of the team dynamic is they're developing it a little bit. But yeah, I think so. I think you could jump in and see if you enjoy that kind of show.
And Karin, I know like when one of the things that we have bonded over the years is our enjoyment of heists and heist related content. And I wanted to know, or just wanted to let you know if you didn't know, there is a new movie on Netflix called The Jingle Bell Heist.
Oh,
It's a Santa heist. It's a Christmas time heist.
very cool. I'll have to check it out.
They're getting all the milk and cookies.
Oh, yeah.
And expensive things.
Mhm. I mean, the price of milk and cookies is probably quite high these days, so at least it's not eggs.
You need eggs for cookies, though.
I know. I was thinking that.
Sounds
It's okay.
interesting.
Yeah, I just placed my big baking
Creative.
order for next weekend, and that was not a very nice grocery bill.
The other episode I wanted to recommend is the show Psych. They have an episode, and season 3, episode 9 is called Christmas Joy. And really, I just picked it because this show gets recommended all the time. It's really, I think, very, very different from The Mentalist, but they have the psychic connection. Sean is
A fake
successfully pretending to be a psychic for 7 seasons. So, but I really enjoyed in this. There's a really fun premise. Is a young girl about, I don't know, 8, 10 years old, comes to the psych business and says she saw Santa get arrested and they need to help save Christmas. So they use their connections and get him out. But then they see in the parking lot, this girl's like, all right, Daddy, I got you out. Now don't get in trouble again. We have 3 days. And so they decide, they're like, we just helped a con man. And so they go, and at one point there is a murder and they have to figure
Christmas
it all
isn't
out.
complete without it, really. I mean,
Right? Yeah, Christmas murder at Santa's Village. But I, for the highlights for me, I really enjoyed Gus's family. We have Felicia Rashad and Keith David as Gus's parents. And at the end, Sean and his dad have a fun annual Christmas tradition where his dad is always testing Sean's abilities. His, what's it called? Help me out.
Psychic abilities?
Observation.
Yeah,
Observation.
observation. Yeah, he's always testing his observational skills. And so at the end, Sean's dad pulls out Sean's present, and Sean pulls out the same present. But there's like 4 layers of packaging that they go through, and Sean keeps matching them until they get to the reveal, and it's just super fun.
Yeah, in general, I always felt that Psych was a lot more pure comedy than like The
Yes.
Mentalist was. So I
Yeah.
like the balance of Mentalist, but Psych is still a pretty fun watch. So
Yeah, I feel like I have to be in the right mindset
right
to
mood.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that say? That we need a little darkness.
I think we know what it says. That's all right. The other day, Spotify recommended a sad 90s playlist to me, and I opened it up and I was like, this is just everything I listened to in the 90s. And then I felt seen, and I also understood myself a little better.
Sometimes sad music inspires you.
Exactly. You gotta wallow a little bit, and then you feel better. So that was also why I think that we can recommend the X-Files sad Christmas episode, because sometimes you just need a little sad Christmas to be like, well, at least I'm not going through that. So
It's a good way to look at it.
at least I don't have a brother Bill that no one wants around.
That you want to punch really badly.
He really does have a punchable face. Like, well spotted.
He's such a douchey looking guy. Oh my god. And whenever he speaks, I'm just like, oh my god, please stop talking.
He's just not very nice.
He's not very nice. No, he's not. He's like that smug, uppity brother that just.
And at that point, we've had such a long time to get to know our like main characters that we're just like, I'm sorry, you said what, sir? Like,
and it's like what she's going through at the time. You're like, cut her some slack, sir.
And it's not even her so much as like he's just constantly like like her life isn't good enough for him, you know, and she's trying to piece together what's going on here, and he's just like, this all sounds so dumb.
He's
well,
very
Bill,
judgy
you sound
Bill.
dumb. Crystal's gonna punch you in the face.
Not my fault. I got swept up into a government conspiracy. I'm just saying.
To be clear, are we talking again about the episode we're not recommending?
Yes.
Yeah. Now we are recommending because sometimes we need the sadness. That's what.
Unless you want, like, here's your Christmas present, Bill. Boom.
Crystal's just writing her own fanfic now. She's like,
Just can't stand him.
I do feel like at one point I wrote very mean fanfic about Bill, like, or at least he showed up in a fanfic just so that I could let Scully be mean to him. Like that vaguely is coming back to me. So I think you were
Was that
definitely not
cathartic?
alone. Yeah, I think it was. So
Yeah, fans of the X-Files don't really care for Bill Scully that
no,
much, I will say.
no.
All right, let's move on to Neoshia's episodes.
So, originally, I took a similar approach to Karin, which is, I thought about shows that are, similar to Castle, in line with Castle. And I believe, actually in our first meeting here, I mentioned that I got into Castle through Bones. And so originally I was going to just sort of list there's a couple of Bones Christmas episodes. And I'll just name the three and give you the one that I recommend, because I'm going to give a second recommendation. So, there are three Bones episodes that deal with Christmas, and they are season one's episode 9, I believe, Man in the Fallout Shelter. So season 1, episode 9, Man in the Fallout Shelter, which is about no Santas were killed in the making of that one. um, which is about, a man being found after many years later. It's a very heartwarming story about sort of coming to terms with, the loss of someone and what could have been. Lots of good character development and backstory since it's season 1. Season 3, episode 9's, because I lost my notes. I have no idea where my note screen just went, so I'm winging this now. But season 3, here we go. Season 3, episode 9, The Santa and the Slush, definitely had some Santas killed, just one Santa. This is the one where they have to like sniff Santa butts to figure out which one did it. That was such a funny thing to happen. Because she's like, oh, it's like frankincense. And so they're like sniffing Santa butts, literally. And I'm going to come back to that one because that's the one that I will recommend.
Because
so you want me to recommend it now, or can I list the third one?
yeah, let's I mean, if
Okay.
it's okay with you, because
Yeah.
I love the scene in this one.
Yeah, so Santa and the Slush. So this is in season 3, and I mean, really the tension between the two leads it's really heating up at this point. And so two things are happening. One involves, Brennan, the lead female character's father, who's in prison, and her brother's in prison. They're both in prison at Christmas, and she's trying to organize this conjugal family visit for her father, her brother, and her brother's family. And she's going through and pulling out all the stops, and the U.S. attorney, Carolyn Julian, played by the wonderful Patricia Belcher, tells her, I will get you what you want, everything except a Christmas tree. And that's the important part. Well, one of the important parts. I'll get you everything you want except for the Christmas tree. I can't do that because last year someone stabbed someone with a Christmas tree or something. I don't know, but it was something like that. And I can do everything for you, but you have to do something for me. And the something that she has to do for her is to kiss Booth, the male lead, right? And Brennan's like, okay, whatever. So she calls him up, has him come to her office, hangs mistletoe, and has this woman watch her kiss him, right? And it is so funny because on one hand, I think there is a level of problematique that is there, right? In terms of like just randomly kissing someone, but because he's very confused by it. But this is the first time we see them kiss on screen,
And it was very steamy.
very
It was
steamy.
quite a kiss.
Carolyn is just over here like
Eating it up.
because Brennan's like, oh no, it's just like kissing my brother, and Carolyn was like, you must really love your brother. And so that is the first time we see them as viewers kiss. And then the Christmas tree part, it comes back to sort of like the heartwarming part of this episode, because even though they're not able to get the tree inside the prison's conjugal visit unit, Booth and his son show up outside the prison. So after convincing Brennan not to travel to, I think she wanted to go to Uganda for Christmas or Rwanda. She wanted to travel for Christmas, right? And do some like anthropology stuff. And he convinces her to stay and be with family. So after convincing her to stay, Booth and his son Parker show up outside and they bring a Christmas tree. And so he tells her to look outside and they light the Christmas tree. And so It is a really, I think, heartwarming episode. Well, one, it has the steamy kiss. Love to see it. Two, just a heartwarming episode in terms of like the growing concept of family in the context of that universe. And then my other honorable mention for Bones was episode or season 5, episode 10, The Goop on the Girl. That one is funny because it has Zoe Deschanel as a guest star, and Zoe is obviously Emily Deschanel's younger sister. So there's lots of jokes in the episode about, oh, you guys look like you could be sisters, and they keep saying, oh, we don't see it. And these two characters are so alike that it's funny. But we do see a very dramatic Santa death, some more hot Brennan and Booth moments because they're not together yet. Very wild Santa death because he's blown up. But also, I think another sort of heartwarming story in terms of, everyone belonging to someone and what it means to, lose a family member because of essentially, other people's greed. So, not to talk too much longer, because I was only supposed to mention 2 episodes and I did 3 Bones episodes.
It's okay. You're like our tin can.
I am the tin can of this podcast. I wanted to also recommend NCIS, regular NCIS, which is available on Paramount Plus if you have that. But there's an episode, season 16's episode 10, What Child Is This? It's a really, really lovely Christmas story. 2 of the agents who are kind of in a will they, won't they relationship, Bishop and Torres, they are actually, the whole team's called out to this murder, and they go and they're interrogating this guy or want to talk to him, and he shoots at them and they end up killing him. Well, he has a baby at his apartment. So they have to figure out whose baby is this because they thought it was his baby, but it's not. He was trying to sell the baby. And so the whole premise of this episode ends up being that Bishop and Torres, these 2 people who are kind of will they, won't they end up keeping the baby with them instead of taking them to child services. So we have a whole episode where, everyone on this NCIS team is just like falling in love with this little guy, and they're taking care of the baby. And so there's giving all these like ooey gooey, they'd be great parents type vibes. And then there's the comedy of Gibbs, their boss, who's like kind of like team dad. He's the dad of the team, just being like, no, you kids are going to take care of that baby by yourself. I'm going to bed. So it's funny. It's really funny. It's sweet, really comical, very good, like just family vibes all around. So definitely recommend.
So to go back to Bones, I wanted to mention that the season 1 episode, Man of Hollow Shelter, that actually has a Tori Amos song in it that I really liked. She sings "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas" in that one. That one I really like her cover of that song in that one. And then, which of those 3 episodes that you recommended is the one with the professional Santa? Because remember, I mentioned that the Mentalist episode has a similar
Santa in
guy.
the Slush episode, or
Okay.
season 3, episode 9.
Okay. All right. So mine, I have 2. As I mentioned, I wanted to recommend X-Files season 6, episode 6, How the Ghost Stole Christmas. That one is one where Mulder and Scully. What? How did it start? Like he convinced her to go, or she decided to go with him?
He convinced her to go
Yeah.
because he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I have Christmas presents to wrap." And he was like, "Or
Because
alternatively."
he wants to go investigate this haunted house. So, because of course that's Mulder's idea of like what to do during Christmas.
I mean,
And
I would maybe choose that over some of the other options, such as Bill. So,
And his family is kind of like, he just has his mom, and he just doesn't have a nice family either. So
yeah, he doesn't.
Side trivia. I know the people who, well, they've since moved, but I went to school with the guy whose house is actually Mrs. Mulder's house.
Oh.
Like they filmed in his parents' place and I was like a big enough stupid fan that I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard. Oh my god. But yeah, so now every time I think of it, I'm like, I know exactly where that is and what it looks like inside, but only on the main floor because I never went upstairs, and it lives in my brain being like, what was the floor plan? I don't know. But yeah, I've been in Mrs. Mulder's house.
I am currently rewatching it with a group of friends, one of whom is her first time watching it. So
Wow.
that's sort of why
How's
I'm
that
like,
going? I feel like that's an experience.
It is an experience, but you know what? She is not only like just really, I think, intuitive, but also I think it's a good example of how the X-Files has influenced so much TV in the 30 years it's been out, 30
Yeah.
plus years now,
The what?
because she's like
Do that to Tara.
guessing. She's like
Just a sec, I gotta
guessing.
go roll to my grave.
She is guessing key plot points. Like she guessed the cancer arc back in season 2. She's like, "Oh, she's gonna get cancer next season, isn't she?" And we were like,
I feel like
"Okay."
though it's possible that she could have just heard like storylines that people talk about in pop culture along the way, and then maybe they stuck in her brain, and so when you're getting to it, she's like, "Oh, yeah, I think I kind of
She
maybe."
promises she didn't, and she also figured out the cigarette smoking man thing, which they start threading that in season 4. That's why I remember his mom having a stroke because that's the first time where they start threading that. So yeah, but anyway, so it's fun to watch and like get the first time reactions. We're on season 9 now, so it's kind of at the we're on the definite decline of the show. But I love you,
Shark
X-Files.
has been jumped.
But
It's
yes, it has.
She's
literally and
an
figuratively.
X-File. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I mean, it just goes to show like the influence of the show because like I think the reason why some of it's so kind of like I can pick that out is because other shows have taken similar tracks or motifs and ran with it over the years.
Yeah, so to get back to How the Ghost Stole Christmas, they encounter this old couple inside the house, and they're basically messing with them, right? They're making them see things, and they're like freaking them out, and they're just trying. Is it something they do to anybody who comes into the house? I don't remember. Right? They do that to anybody, right?
Yeah, it's basically
They're
their
projecting
night of the
their
year.
own- yeah.
Yeah, because it's like this lovers quarrel where it was a murder suicide on Christmas Eve, and so like this is their night.
Halloween too obvious. Christmas Eve, let's do that.
Exactly.
And then my other recommendation is from Magnum PI, the reboot from season 4, episode 9. It's called Better Watch Out. I actually just watched that last week, and I really liked that one. It was fun. I like the opening. It opens with Magnum and Higgy at Ala Moana, and they're like pretending Magnum is Santa and Higgy is his elf helper, and they're trying to. I think they're trying to get a bail jumper in that scene, but it opens and Magnum's got this like way too old teen girl sitting on his lap. She's just like outlining this laundry list of things that she expects for Christmas. The episode in general is really nice, and they have like a really heartwarming holiday dinner at the end that I liked because they have this teenage character who is homeless and down on his luck that kind of joined them. Yeah, it was a nice heartwarming scene, and I just like in general that it's Christmas in Hawaii, so that's why I like that one. But yeah, those are my two.
Again, everybody wearing layers of clothing, just absolutely like your bathing suit and a tank top over it. So just, Christmas in Hawaii.
Excuse me, it does rain here during December, okay?
Mhm. You're going to tell me about rain? Me?
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be one of the few places
We've
where
all
they
seen
actually,
the shows that are filmed here. It's always
I was-
wet.
like I was gonna say, like it's got to be one of the few places that actually has a marathon in December
hmm
because it's most places that you're no one's running a
You
marathon.
you are a nerdy runner. My husband is a nerdy runner as well. So
Yeah, I was saying earlier, I was like, maybe I should consider my like preparing for a marathon in 2027, and then that way I could go to Hawaii.
Mhm.
During
And then-
Christmas.
Yeah, during Christmas and hit all these like food spots that Crystal keeps sending me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a marathon, so you can just eat whatever.
Food math.
Christmas luau.
Carb loading.
Nudes, all the nudes. We have so much nudes here.
I love nudes. Double O nudes.
Yeah.
Sure. I
Just for
mean,
clarity.
I feel like our show just jumped a rating, but that's fine.
Nudes as in NOODS.
Probably also the other ones. I mean, it's warm there.
All right. Any last thoughts that you guys want to mention? I think we've covered some good bases.
It's interesting when you like because I was looking up like shows that have Christmas episodes, and obviously there's so many like comedies that do that, like every comedy, but I guess maybe the fact that, you know, a lot of these are kind of like dramedies. Kind of, you know, they're like, ooh, we're not going to get into that unless there's some awkward happening. But it did make me excited to go back and watch some of the comedy versions of Christmas. But yeah, it's kind of a interesting parallel. Like, just let them have a Christmas present. Oh my God.
I mean, yeah, on that note, I will say it does make me sad that there's no Christmas episode in Fringe, because I would have liked to see Peter and Olivia have a little Christmas scene together.
I would have liked to see them have like 5 minutes where they could be happy.
Yes, yes.
That's
That
asking
would
a
have been
lot.
good.
They get about 5 minutes
Total.
total.
Yeah, totally.
I was noticing how many of these Christmas episodes are in season 3.
Mm.
Like, what is it about season 3 that will magically
We're
lift
losing
up
followers. We better rope them
Christmas
in with the.
Yeah.
How do we get the audience back? Do something. Do something for Christmas. Kill a Santa.
Kill
Hurry
a
up.
Santa. Throw him off a building.
Well, I kind of wonder too, like, because some of the shows, right, are a little bit different in terms of how they get picked up. And I know Lucifer being like mid-season and shorter season, and Castle was also mid-season the first year. So,
Yeah.
like, I kind of wonder too if they're kind of planning around like knowing what holidays were going to hit, because this was a whole thing. This was actually a big deal for Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the comedy show, because like their big holiday was Halloween. Like, it was the Halloween episodes, the Halloween heist. And so once they got sort of reduced back to mid-season, that was a big deal. Like, how do we get our Halloween episode in? And they came up with a pretty creative solution, I thought.
Okay, if you're enjoying Rom-Com Detectives, we hope you'll consider leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. If you're listening on Spotify, YouTube, or Reddit, leave us a comment and let us know what your favorite Rom-Com Detective episode is. If you want to contact the Rom-Com Detectives, email us at host@romcomdetectives.com. You can follow us on Instagram, Threads, or Blue Sky at Rom-Com Detectives, or leave us a voicemail or text message at 1-650-733-XOXO or 9696. This episode of Rom-Com Detectives was recorded on December 7th, 2025. Rom-Com Detectives Rom-Com Division is co-hosted by Krista Watanabe, Tara Avery, Karin Lubbers, Neoshia Roemer, and is produced by Pico's House. Thanks, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.